It was first for a lot of people involved tonight, right? Where um, you know, as we get into this, uh, energy was probably a little bit higher than normal as far as what was going through the muscle memory early in the game, and finally we settled in and started making some shots in the second half. But I think the I don't want to say nerves, but the energy that was pumping through the body was making us a little slow. We were a little slow mentally because of everything that was in front of us. Um, and it was good to see some of that kind of dissipate over the course of a game, not just on the offensive side, but on the defensive side, where you got to see a little bit about, who these players are on both sides of the ball. I thought that came through finally in the second half, where it just looked like a little bit like we've looked, this fall. So, got a whole lot to work on, and but seeing things that we've worked on translate to under the lights was really good. I think that on several occasions when we got shots that we would deem shots that we want, whether we made them or not, people were right where they should be, defensive or offensive rebounding, and we were able to come up with a couple of those. So that's just an example of seeing things that you work on translate to the court. It's good to get everybody in play, and kind of get this thing started. For the year.
Any questions? Coach, you talked about obviously playing much better in the second half. You guys outscored them 31-8 in the fourth quarter. Talk a little bit about what went into that and performance improvement.
Yeah, we feel, and I've said this a few times, we feel like we can play a few more bodies than we've played, in the more recent past. And we want to wear teams down. It was something that I felt like as a player here, teams would come into the Marriott Center, and by, late in the second half, it was tangible. You could see it on the opposing team. And I think we can get to that place with our group, um, because of the altitude, because of the pace, and because of the bodies that we can play. And I could see it on some of their faces, a little bit more red than maybe they were in the first half. And it just wears on you, wave after wave of fresh bodies. But yeah, just want to. I mean, we finally got into it offensively where we looked a lot like us too, and that's taxing for our team. But we want to make people work and a little bit uncomfortable, where they're thinking a little bit more than they have to.
Cindy, you were one of those players who kind of lit up there down the stretch a little bit. Found your shot really well. I think you were 4 for 4 in the fourth quarter. Just yeah, 4 for 4. How was it your first kind of unofficial experience here in the Marriott Center? And did you kind of feel yourself sort of calming down and settling into your game a little bit as the game wore on?
Yeah, I think overall this experience was just really fun. Just getting out the first game jitters and playing under the lights in front of a crowd. Um, I feel good, better in that second half, but I know what this team can bring, and so I'm excited for the future.
Speaking of that future, you and Liv seem to play really well together. Two fellow freshies, kind of playing off of each other, some and that sort of thing. Just what's that chemistry like, and how is it sort of playing with her and figuring things out with her?
I think me and Liv, we just both want to bring that defensive energy and just bring lockdown defense, and then try and not get tired, and just they've described us as being just mosquitoes, so that's what we try to bring.
Ari, what was it like to be back on the court in a BYU jersey for the first time in 2 years?
Amazing. Yeah, like you said, 2 years. It's definitely been a journey full of ups and downs. But I mean, yeah, it was really fun, and it was really fun actually just to see these younger kids play today and just seeing what we've been working on through the summer and the fall. So yeah, it was really fun.
Describe your emotions when you saw your first bucket going.
Relief because the other one I missed, but I just knew that I just had to be confident and just believe in myself. So yeah, it was nice seeing that go through. And yeah.
You were saying how fun it was to see some of the younger kids,
Mhm.
players like Sydney and Liz, some of them kind of go off. Did you have a favorite moment where you looked at maybe the girl next to you, or
Yeah.
Olivia, or maybe Brayden or something like that?
I think there were multiple times. Like, obviously we had Sid, Liv, Bola came in and she like did her things. Brayden came in, so I think all of them had their little moments. And as a senior player for me, I think at least it's nothing beats just seeing them like come in and just play, seeing everyone play and just have fun. I think.
Coach, for you, what was it like to see Ari back on the court? Obviously, you've been on staff for a long time here.
Yeah, no, it's good. I know it's a long time coming for her. She's been working really hard. She's been working really hard for a really long time. And you know, to see her do what she's been doing, you know, in practice and everything like that, again with all those other things, it's like, oh yeah, that looks exactly how you've been practicing. And as somebody who's played at this level, you could tell she wasn't sped up with the crowd and the lights for the first time. She's been through it a few times, and you saw it in how, you know, in rhythm she was shooting the ball and the way that it looked coming out of her hands and where the ball ended up, you know, offensively. So she's going to be a huge staple for us as far as just being a calming factor, you know, and using that experience on the court, but also this whole college experience. And she can bring a lot of value to the team in that way, especially. But her shooting ability, I mean, she's one of the best shooters in the country, and we see it every day in practice. And I think she, you know, was two or three today, two from three. Expect more threes from her this year.
Coach, you started Sydney, and I think Liv and Bolo were two of the first players off of the bench. Is that exhibition thing, or is this like a group of freshmen that you expect to play a lot?
Yeah, no, they're it's not an exhibition thing. I think that, and I had this conversation with Liv maybe a week ago. Liv's played deserving to start through the summer and the fall. I like the energy that she has on both sides. She's somebody that just makes things happen on both sides of the basketball that give us a little bit of a punch off the bench. And so she's probably deserving of starting. But I think for our team currently, makes more sense for her to come off the bench. So not saying that's what it's always going to be, but I like that off the bench. And then Bola's getting better every single day. Very impactful. She might not do everything perfect, but she's coming from a different culture, a different language, terminology, basketball-wise, and she's experiencing college here for the first time. So she's picking up stuff a little bit slower than, you know, maybe somebody that wasn't speaking Japanese while they're playing basketball, right? But she's very impactful in what she does. She altered several shots today that she didn't actually block. Was very, you know, relentless on the glass, and it's something that she can really do to help the team. But yeah, I expect our freshmen to contribute a lot.
And then her comeback's not quite as dramatic as Ari's been. Obviously, first minutes in 2 years and everything was awesome to see. I forgot for a second almost that Mariah was making a little bit of a comeback, because she kind of, I don't want to say carried you early on, but
Sure.
there were spurts where she was pretty massive.
Yeah, she's impactful. She got a couple of offensive rebounds. If we can just get her to stop blowing kisses and you know, celebrating every single thing, and use that energy on the you know, on the defensive end. No, she played pretty well tonight, and when she's not in foul trouble, she can use that energy. She's a high energy player, right? She's a high energy player, can get us extra possessions on the offensive glass, and makes plays, you know, to help you win. So.
Anything else for the coach or the players?
Coach, you made it a goal to finish in the top half of the Big 12 and also to win a Big 12 conference tournament. After tonight, do you feel more confident about those goals that you made during the heat days?
I have super high expectations for the team. Okay, they have high expectations for the team. It's no secret that we're not satisfied with anything BYU's done in the Big 12 over the last 2 years since joining, and you know, we talk about some of that internally, but everybody should know that we have high expectations, And so I'll just kind of leave it at that.
Awesome. Thank you.